Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Guy Dawson Show at the World Center of Broadcast Media, WCOBM.com. My name is Guy Dawson, and I am the managing member of Classic Communications, a full-service media and marketing company. And if you would like to learn more about how to bring greater recognition to your business, your organization, or yourself personally, please get in contact with us at 702-845-6129. You are listening or watching us live from the Gene Woods Racing Experience in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, just a stone throw.
Woo! You missed it, didn't you? He missed it.
I got to throw my stone last week all by myself.
I saw that, and I watched when you did that. I was very upset about it.
Oh, wow. The queen of all media, Corintha Turvalon, is back, and she has hijacked my introduction once again.
Absolutely. No, you know you love it, Guy. Yes.
Well, welcome back, Corintha. It's just not the same when you're not here.
I know. I bring the party.
Yes, you do. And we have Jeremy Loffer. He is a friend that I have known for several years.
Yes.
And we just connected. He's in marketing, I'm in marketing, and somehow you and your marketing friends can get together.
Yep.
And here we are. It's a pretty good place to get together to have our next one-on-one, huh,
Yeah,
Jeremy?
it's a great place.
And he is with Lamar Billboards. It is a huge outdoor advertising company here in town. And how are things going in the world of billboards?
Things are going really well. Lamar's one of the largest outdoor advertising agencies, vendors in the U.S., and things are going really well with the segmentation of TV and less people reading the newspaper and more people tuning into their, satellite radio or their Pandora in their cars. There's billboards, right? You can't turn a billboard off, so things are going well.
Right. In terms of a marketing mechanism, I mean, when you think of all the places you go, it doesn't matter what country you're in, what state you're in, you always see billboards.
Absolutely. I think one of the most powerful examples of that is Viceland. They have a commercial, and you probably know what I'm talking about. It literally shows their billboard in like the most random places, right? Like it'll be like snowy Colorado highway, and like, and then it'll be like some random tiny town in India, and there'll be a big Viceland billboard, like.
Yeah.
But it speaks to the power of advertising through billboards.
Yeah, and there's some really interesting things people are doing with billboards. Viceland, who knows what they're thinking, putting something in India,
right?
But what they did with it afterwards, right? They might have placed those billboards in those particular areas, but then they started creating a content based off of that, right? They probably built a case study. They used it in their media for their TV. They're using it to generate interest, right? So it might not be driving traffic directly to people watching their TV, but it led people online to learn more about what is Viceland and what are they doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what I've seen is an evolution of billboards. I mean, they've always been around, and but over about the last decade or so, as we've had this explosion of digital billboards.
Yeah.
And so to be able to add that to the static billboards that everyone knows about, I remember when you and I first met a few years ago, and we were sitting down and we were looking at the media kit for billboards, and the way one of the strategies that you were teaching me about is that a couple of business owners can go together in on a digital billboard, kind of a co-op situation, and really reduce the cost because they are very cost effective.
Yeah, so digital billboards, they really give the advertiser a lot more flexibility, right? With a normal static billboard, you do have to produce the vinyl, you do have to do the installation. But with digital, you can create multiple copies. We can link it to the internet. So it gives advertisers that instant satisfaction, right, of being able to get their billboards up the next day. And if they need to change their copy, they can just do it right away, right? And with multiple businesses maybe going in together or co-oping, they can share the space. Because we can have so many different creative files involved, they can share their space by one showing up, and then the next time their spot shows up, the next advertiser shows up, right? A lot of businesses don't really share the space with another business, but they will advertise multiple products or have different advertising messaging. just got done talking to a flooring company, and they're going to start advertising their tile on their digital. And then the next time it shows up, it's going to be their carpet and a price. And next time it shows up, it's going to be the hardwood and that price. So it really gives them that flexibility again to display multiple products. And should that pricing ever need to change, they don't need to reinvest in that vinyl and that installation. We just change the artwork and re-upload a file.
Right, and there's the advantage when you're talking about how reconstructing a traditional billboard. There is a lot more that goes into that as compared to we live in this digital age where things can happen very quickly, and your message is clear on a digital billboard. When I was first taking a look at it, I thought, how long does it stay up, and how could a person really be able to connect with the ad on that digital billboard? But it seems like the time segments are getting longer and longer. Maybe they're not, but you really can get a lot from a scrolling digital billboard.
Yeah, so a lot of vendors change their dwell time, as we call it, how long it's up there for. We see it as it shouldn't take you more than 3 or 4 seconds to drive a billboard, because when you're driving in a car, right, we don't want you looking away from the road for more than a couple seconds, right? So
that's dangerous.
It can be very dangerous. And that's why I always try and, there's some rules. They have 10 commandments of what should be on a billboard, right? Never use more than 7 words, say, right? So something that is clear and concise and that can be seen in a few seconds is always the best. And the way we see it is we want to have your ad seen more times, right? So if we keep you up there for a longer period of time, that's great and it's more legible. But once I read your ad 3 or 4 seconds, I'm not looking again, right? If we can get you down and back up as quick as possible, that means you're going to be seen more times. So a clear, concise ad, let's get you up, hold you there for 7 seconds, bring you back down, right? So we can get you back up again, right? We want you to be seen as much times, and clear, concise message, especially on digital with the lighting coming at you, it really helps and it really pops.
Yeah, billboards are the only business where they thrive in traffic. All right? Yeah. You think of every other business, traffic is probably, well, I guess if for cars, because it wears your car down.
Love it, yeah.
But definitely billboards benefit from being in highly trafficked areas.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people look for those highly congested areas. You know, I-15, 215 interchange, the Spaghetti Bowl. We have a specific pro that just targets that Spaghetti Bowl because everyone's sitting there, especially with Project Neon going on right now. But yeah, we love traffic.
And that affects the pricing, right?
It does.
When you have things that are going on like that and people are going to be sitting in traffic longer, the pricing is dictated by that.
Yeah, pricing is dictated. It's pretty much supply and demand, real estate, you know, location, where it sits, how visible it is, how much traffic is going by it. But yeah, the billboards, they can range quite a wide variety, but people do look for, you know, their demographic, where they want to be and where that traffic sits.
So kind of speaking to that, do you find that your business is targeted, because I feel like it's very interesting in terms of Las Vegas and being in the billboard industry, because you have where hotels are going to be specifically targeting tourists, right? But then you also have businesses that are here locally that maybe want to target both tourists and locals, and how does that work?
Sure. So we know where everyone works and lives, right? We know those routes. A lot of times when someone wants to target both tourists and locals, we find that if we remind them, remember, yeah, there's tourists on the strip, but there's also a lot of locals on the strip driving those same exact routes. So that's kind of a 1-2 punch where we can target both at the same time because we know those routes, how people get to and from the hotels, to and from the airport, through the airport connector, right? It's not just people from the airport, it's also people from the Southwest, Green Valley, Henderson are going through that connector. So knowing the routes, where people live, where people work, and who someone wants to target, is really how we do that.
So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and when you think of billboards, you think of promoting businesses, but nowadays they're doing a lot of things with billboards that are not about promoting services. I see a lot of things, especially here in Vegas, more so in Vegas, I think, than anywhere else, where there are causes that people create billboards for. And we have some people, we have a lot of religious billboards here in Vegas where people have opinions about their religion and God, and they do bill. I don't see that so much in other places, but definitely a lot here.
Yeah, I really can't speak for other markets. I've only worked in the outdoor industry here in Vegas, but billboards are just great for bringing awareness. get people's eyes on your message. Of course, people want to see an ROI and drive traffic to their store location or to their website or get those phone calls. But billboards are just great for branding and getting your name out there and getting your message out there. Just be seen will make you famous.
Yeah, Jeremy and I were talking about my boys, the Australian Bee Gees, have a huge billboard right on the other side of Desert Inn when it crosses the strip. And they've got this huge billboard there. And I'm just thinking, how smart. I mean, these guys, they keep themselves out there by marketing consistently through billboards, and Jeremy and I were talking about the fact that they're also doing a lot of other things. I mean, they're doing the backs of cabs and making appearances like they did on my show, and they really understand marketing on a high level, and I think that's one of the reasons why they've been able to keep their show going so long on the strip.
Yeah, I mean, billboards are great for staying top of mind awareness, right? Just you drive the same routes every single day, right? You might not see the billboard on Monday, but you'll see it on Tuesday and Thursday, right? And you'll see it over and over and over again. They are great. I think they're an awesome medium, but they're not going to be as effective as if you don't use them with other mediums, right? McDonald's is probably Lamar Nationwide's largest advertiser, but they're just not doing billboards. They're on TV, they're doing radio. The billboards are there to help boost recollection and keep you top of mind while you're not viewing those other things, right? When you use a medium effectively, you're in your house, you're watching TV, you're in your car, you're listening to the radio, you're seeing the billboards. It's those 1, 2, 3 punches, right? That billboards are great and they're awesome, but they will only be improved upon your other marketing initiatives.
Right, and I think that's why, for the most part, you see larger businesses that are involved in things with billboards, although there are some small businesses that are. Kellen, you know Kellen.
Yes.
Kellen Kautzman is a good friend of mine, and he's in SEO. He's been on the show before.
Okay.
And Kellen's a part of a digital billboard, and he says it's just been really great for his brand.
Yeah, so digital billboards and static billboards are one of the most cost-efficient mediums for your advertising in terms of CPM, cost per thousand. Due to the certain traffic that goes by and the typical average cost of a billboard, more people are going to see your advertising message on a billboard for a lower cost than almost any other message. Maybe it's not a billboard per se, but say outdoor advertising, right? That includes transit, bus shelters, and billboards.
Yeah, definitely. You want to keep yourself in the front of mind awareness. Is so important in marketing, and that's what we're doing with this show. We're keeping the brand of classic communications and Corintha and we all have brands.
Definitely.
Every human being has a brand, and this is one of the platforms.
So kind of talking about that in terms of I noticed earlier you were talking about areas where viewers may not be aware of, but that you talked about lobbying in government in terms of advertising, and what does that look like, and what does that do?
So what we were touching on at that time was the American Advertising Federation.
Oh.
The American Advertising Federation is the largest advertising nonprofit in the U.S. And there's local chapters all around the U.S. We have one here in Las Vegas. And what the American Advertising Federation does, just like for any other, industry, is lobby for that industry in D.C. It's just one tiny aspect of what they do. But they look to protect all the companies in the advertising industry. So yeah, they do go to the government. They go up on the Hill. They actually have a day on the Hill where they invite people from all around the U.S. to go talk to their representatives about their industry and what they're doing to help protect it. So just like the American Marketing Association, I'm not sure what the radio one is, but there's all these industries who have these much larger organizations that are looking out for those companies. For billboards specifically, there's the OAAA, the Outdoor Advertising Association of America, and they're having their conference right now, and they lobby specifically for outdoor and billboard advertising and the laws that affect those structures and those businesses. So there's a lot of great organizations out there who are looking out for companies, and it's always great to be involved, especially on a local level, because then it starts to open up more national opportunities, conferences, where you really truly get to network with people within your industry and meet people even outside of the industry that you didn't know were related to you, to really kind of grow and see what's out there. Especially as a young professional, right? I'm still kind of new into marketing and advertising, and what's really out there and how I can benefit and what opportunities there are. So being involved with their American Advertising Federation has really opened my eyes, and I got a chance to really see what's out there and the much larger picture of advertising.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in being a part of organizations, and when you connect with other people within your industry, you create networks and opportunities that you wouldn't ordinarily have. I think you're really missing out when you don't get yourself involved in networks, and when you're in business, it just it puts you in a space where you can have good things happen for you. And when you're in business, boy, you're really trying to do that an awful lot.
Right.
You try to do everything you can to position yourself to where you are more successful and make more money.
And I've really just found putting myself out there, going to these organizations that I think might be able to help me, and meeting, tons of people, but then you find one or two or three who are really there to help you and looking to do the same thing. Finding a few people to connect in those organizations and really foster that relationship has helped me grow and has helped my business more than I ever imagined. Just going to those organizations, learning what they are, wanting to help out, finding like-minded individuals who want to do the same thing as you can really just do wonders.
And you've been selling billboards for a couple of years now.
Almost 3 years in July.
Have you seen a change in the economy? Have you seen that companies are spending more money? They're talking a lot about the economy is on the upswing. Has that been your experience over the last couple of years?
I wouldn't be able to speak on that point as much as maybe my sales manager who's been in it for 12 years, or maybe a more seasoned account executive in our office. But yeah, I have been seeing a lot more smaller businesses actually steer their money more towards outdoor, because they do find that those other marketing initiatives are becoming more segmented. And not as many young people are watching TV. Not everyone's listening to the radio. Digital is great and it's awesome to track, but we're here to help complement those others. So I can't really speak as a huge whole, but the past few years I have noticed personally my business has increased for outdoor, and the businesses that I've been talking to for those years have moved their dollars in towards my direction, not personally, but Lamar. Because those other marketing initiatives at that time just weren't being as effective.
Yeah, I'm just seeing more full billboards.
Okay.
I mean, I ran my business during the recession, and so one of the things that I've noticed is that you're not seeing very many empty billboards.
Yeah.
There was a time a few years ago when you were seeing a lot more empty billboards.
Okay. Yeah. So you've been in Las Vegas a lot longer than me, so that's good to hear. I think it's also on how we are able to sell our inventory. We're pretty flexible on how we're able to accommodate people's budgets. So that's really allowed us to fill our inventory maybe a lot more effectively than before.
It's because Jeremy's. That's when Jeremy became a salesperson for Lamar. That's when you started seeing all the billboards filling up.
Yeah.
So you've been making all kind of money, huh, Jeremy?
I have to credit that to my coworkers and my sales manager. I've learned everything from them, and I wouldn't be nearly as successful if it wasn't for the help of my coworkers and my sales manager and my management team.
Well, we appreciate you having stopping by the show today, and will you let the audience know how they can get in contact with you if they're in business or part of a movement? Because we're seeing a lot of billboards related to movements nowadays.
Yeah.
And you can get in contact with Jeremy. How can they connect with you?
Well, thanks for having me, Guy. Appreciate your time. You can reach me. Just call Lamar Advertising, 702-873-4600. You can email me at jlaufer@lamar.com. or call my cell phone, 907-317-0160.
Yeah, you have to take advantage of opportunities, and I think that for some businesses that having a billboard can be very impactful. I mean, I've heard stories about businesses really picking up volume as a direct result of them saying that there was a billboard placed in a prominent place where people were seeing their brand a lot. So yeah, it's definitely one of the strategies in marketing that you should consider. We're going to take a short commercial break, and when we come back, Corintha's going to interview me again. She's so good at it now.
Yes.
And we're going to talk more about one of my favorite subjects, and that is marketing. Stay tuned.